Welcome to my studio again. Today I want to make a beach subject. The reason is that I want to explain how I make skies, keep it simple in a few washes. I want to make almost in a one go with a lot of light, with a lot of contrasts, and as usual I prefer to wet the paper for the sky because I love the wet in wet washes to make a great sky. I use a very big one brush. This is a Tintoretto brush. It can contain a lot of water to make the paper good damp. And well, let's have fun. We have always plenty of time to do a relaxed painting, and I start with a very lovely blue color. It is King's Blue Deep. It is I'll show you my palette. These are the famous blues. This is King's Blue Deep, King's Blue Light, Old Holland Dutch Violet Grey. Here are the other blues: Cobalt Blue, Cerulean and Ultra. And for the darkest dark, I'm fond of using Payne's Blue Grey and Mayan Dark Blue. Indigo sometimes in combination with burnt sienna. It makes lovely shadows. So let's start to make the sky and make changing weather. You see, because of the paper is wet, it runs. It really runs. I make some clouds, and again I'm making in the top the blue darker. To get some lights in it. That's better. That suits. I like it. Too much. And in the meantime, I start at the other side. Well, it's important to use your brush in different ways. It can go from the light to the blue as well. And still, if you don't like something, you can lift it up a little bit, like this. All in a very relaxed way to make soft edges in the clouds. Well, we'll leave that for a moment and concentrate about the other side. And I really want to make some dramatic mood in the painting. I still use the big brush, as you see, because I like it. Some drama is arriving now. And actually all what we do is make an illusion that there is a cloud there with all kind of colors in it. I want to make the drama more at the right side, and as long as the paper is really wet you can make imaginable skies. I love to do this because it's all painting with your feel, and well, follow what you want to paint. We want to paint a bright sky. I take now more pigment, more and more pigment, because I want to make this in the center of the drama. And don't forget that always it dries up much more light as you would think. So maybe it looks now quite dark, but in practice you will see that it will be much more lighter as now. You see the paper is still wet, and I can do and play what I want. Big brush has good effect, and it's bleeding. Even now I can add here some grays. This is almost paint blue gray with a little hint of cobalt in it. And I think I love this for the first wash. Maybe I can even add some more dark here to get the maximum of focusing, but it's always from light to dark. This is a real great brush. I love it. So far so good. Take another brush. Smaller one. But the good thing is it contains a lot of water, but it has a very fine tail to make details. Okay. For the sea, I will use some darks, some greens, and this is the nice thing is that it has a very fine tail, as I told you. And I'll always keep some lights at the horizon, not here, but and in common, the more brush strokes you make, the more dirt it will be. So I'll leave it now like this. It's all a very soft edges, and it's good. I'm happy with it. I leave some whites of the paper, you see, so it gives us the illusion of waves. Okay. I'll pre-wet this as well. And you see in my drawing that I hardly made a drawing because I make spontaneous paintings. The more precise you start, the more of the less vivid will be your work. Only the main things I do. And the more dark it is, the more drama in the painting. And only the Chinese whites are used when give some highlights, but I leave the paper untouched. And as long as this is wet, we can make beautiful edges. The most interesting paintings are the paintings with a lot of different edges. I want to make some highlights here as well. Some darks. I always must think to don't keep my palette for the camera. I'm so sorry. Learning all the time. And well, it's nice to have a good speed in making your paintings because it gives spontaneous feel. It's a real painting what you feel and simply paint with fun. Good. Well, I will take some new water to start the painting of the beach. And again, I like to use my big brush. And again, I pre-wet it to give good wet and wet. I use now some yellow ochre for the beach. Rats. I love to do this. At immediate you see happen that I leave some white spare to create depth and attention of the white. and I continue with burnt sienna at the base to give the essential warm. Oh. And I add some more at the base as well, burnt umber. With a very little hint of paint blue grey. Oh, there's some dirt. We'll fix it. Oh, I'm quite happy with this wash. It's not too bad. Maybe a little more darker at the base. But of course, it's no any problem to do it in a second wash. We'll first dry this with the hair dryer, and let's see if it's enough. As far as I can see, the sky's okay, so let's go. Okay, what we see now is too much whites, and I want to concentrate the attention on this part of the painting. So I will fade this some away to get the center in the most of the attention. I can even add some yellow ochre. The water of the North Sea and is always with yellow ochre and greens and greys. It's not the amazing Mediterranean with all the cobalt turquoise colors. It's often a bit grey and dull. but we will get on another way the attention, and we will, sorry, we will make now some figures on it. Actually, the purpose of making this painting for you is to explain how make wet and wet, dry brush strokes, and again the change in the colors, cool, warm, cool, warm. It's a little yellow ochre in it, but the main players are the figures, because every painting must have a story. Without story, no successful painting. And maybe you can imagine yourself being at the beach on your own or with others. You make your own story. I love stories. And immediate I make the shadow, because it's one thing and the reason that we have the illusion there's light is that there are shadows. There's a shadow here, there's warm, cool, cool, warm, so that gives us the feeling we're real at the beach. Some other figure here. With a long shadow means that it's later on the afternoon. And I have the other figure to the right. Just here. I'll make them quite dark to make the contrast, but later on I will give them a bit of color. I really use that blue colors very much. I like them. This is always so nice to do. Well, the story is starting. Maybe some other decoration. Not too much, but that's all. And we can make some splashes to make it some more attractive. It's not too difficult. I mostly cover the painting with another sheet of paper to protect and give some splashes. It's always nice to do, not too many, but let's see about the result. gives more playing with your painting. Well, and if some too much, we're quite lucky because these are feet steps. And as last, we can add a little color, maybe cobalt blue. And maybe the hairs with a magenta to warm it up. If all is too cold, it's not in life. Okay, I think it's finished, and I'm quite happy with it. So it was nice working, and hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much. And of course, we can peel off the paper. Always do it with care. Well, thank you so much.